I like to write a lot of poetry. I have a lot of poetry in my house. It all started when I went to my biochem class, which is biology and chemistry put together. And my environmental science teacher, right at my freshman year, came up to me and she goes, "Hey, do you write poetry?" So I looked at the flyer and I was very interested. So basically, I just took it, wrote, had my three works that inspired me, and that was basically how I got in. I would definitely recommend the Fairchild Challenge to people who want to express themselves through poetry and everything. Like Tree stated, it's not, it shouldn't be limited because as you can see, we saw a performance here today. And I definitely recommend it because it's a perfect experience to get yourself, like especially if you want to be a public speaker or something, definitely you would want to start somewhere where you're in front of small crowds, then obviously work your way up.
My name is Kurt Heitz, and I've been asked to jury the Fairchild Challenge now for 3 years in a row, and I have a great time every time I do it. I think teachers should understand there's a little bit of faith on both sides when they put this together. The students are bringing not just what they've learned in class, but what they know of the world, and there's a certain good faith gesture that everybody has to be ready to make. You're embarking on an experiment with this. You're taking poetry into politics and science. You're taking both science and politics into poetry. That isn't easy.
Because I don't usually write like eco poetry, it was kind of like a shock at first, like, oh, I have to write this eco poem. And then I guess I always thought that poetry was something that was natural, so I was just like, okay, the environment's natural, poetry's natural, I'm just gonna wait for the words to just come to me. And then one day my computer crashed and the rest was history. I would definitely recommend the Eco Poetry Slam to other students because I think that it would help them build more confidence. Like for poets who are not sure about eco poetry or any of the other realms of poetry, like just being able to get on the stage and perform in front of other people, it would help them more with delivery and just being comfortable on stage so that they can really be themselves and they can give it their all. Especially with my poem, I found actually a correlation between technology and the earth when it's usually like the earth and technology are kind of like enemies in some sort, like the technology is messing up our environment, but in mine it was like we face the same problems with both. So I think that was interesting.
My name is Kimberly Jones Jr. and I'm the winner of this year's Fairchild Eco Poetry Slam Challenge. I like that speaking about biology is more difficult, but yet simpler than what people actually think that it is. Because usually when people think they have to do poems about biology or the ecosystem, it has to be all like philosophical and nature and, oh my God, the wind is blowing. And it doesn't. It can be as simple as you living the life of a shrub, which is what my poem is about. It took me out of my range a little bit because I don't do that. It's usually about, other teenage typical things. And because she did this, it allowed me to further expand myself and just give me a challenge, something I'm not usually given.
So do you feel like the Fairchild Challenge helped you expand as an artist?
Definitely.